Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Gumball Sports Machine. I'm your host, Jamal Gumball, aka Gumball. I don't know where I was going with that. Of course, I got my co-host, my brother, my guy, D-Lo, aka David Largo, in the building. Got Marty Mai, got Simba in the building.
Let's go.
And
Appreciate
then
it.
we got up. My bad. I ain't gonna cut you off.
No, you good.
just take it too
Well,
long.
my
I'm
pops
not gonna
here.
lie.
Let y'all know. Pops in the building. Appreciate you.
And then we got our very special guest who's letting us use his home to record today. Tony, what's going on today, man?
Having me on the show, man. Thank you guys, bro.
No, of course. No, I appreciate this, man. I appreciate you coming on. This is dope. This is probably gonna be the what's that look for?
I just said deja vu, but go ahead.
See what you know? Yeah, that memory going.
It's super dope.
Shout out to hometown, man. Shout out to hometown, man. We did it.
Yeah, I ain't got no business with
What's
Boston.
down there? what's down there?
That's crazy.
You starting on a bad note.
You started it. I'm just saying. Man, look, if y'all go back to the last episode, I did the same thing. Maul literally stopped me. So I'm like, what's down there? That's it. That's it. I still need that child support check. Anyway.
He talking.
All right, come on, man. Let's get started, man. Go ahead.
All right. So as y'all know, D-Lo is one of the biggest, if not the biggest Heat fan you will find. What y'all may not know is Tony is a Celtics fan, as y'all just found out. So Tony, let me start off with you. Who is the biggest threat to the Celtics in the East, at least?
I will credit his guys. They got some new pieces over there. I love Bam. Bam's one of those guys who can guard all five. And he's a great perimeter defender, which a lot of bigs are. But I'd have to go with Philly. Even though they haven't played a game yet, they got the best big in the East. PG, he's a threat. Attacking the basket, he's a pretty good shooter off the dribble, pretty good three-point shooter. And I love what Maxey has done on this offseason. He's got a lot stronger. It's gonna be scary, man, with that three that they got over there. Milwaukee. I don't know, man. I got to see Giannis hit some buckets, man. Playoffs is always different type of basketball. You can paint, you can pack that paint.
I think the biggest thing he just got to play in the playoffs.
That's true.
He ain't played since
They won.
Since they won. Yeah, he's been hurt.
True. That's true. I seen a couple clips. It looked like it was the same game where they were talking about he's improved his jump shot. I'm like, I need to see that in the NBA.
I think actually, we just seen that video. He was like, yeah, that's too slow for the NBA. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, no, for sure. What you think, Dylan? You think that he can compete in these?
They can compete, but in terms of the biggest competition for Boston, is definitely Milwaukee, in my opinion. Listen, I know the Nova Knicks are, together now. And obviously the Sixers pick up Paul George, but a healthy Dame and Giannis, if they make it that far, is just too scary of a duo for me to put anybody else there. Yeah. So I just have to go with Milwaukee. They still have Chris Middleton, who's a good third option. They got Bobby Portis, Brook Lopez. So they have pieces. They just got to be healthy when it needs to happen.
I think they need to have a defensive piece.
Milwaukee?
Especially letting Drew Holiday go.
They definitely do.
Some defense for them.
And that's primarily why I would go with the Sixers is the pieces that they have. They all both can play both sides of the ball. They all play offense and defense. When it comes to Milwaukee, Dame's not a top tier defender. And
I've never heard Dame name come up in the conversation of top defenders.
No.
It's that dynamic to where he doesn't need to play the defense.
But if you want to win in the NBA, you have to play defense. I don't care. You got to play defense.
Both of y'all mentioned it. I'm going with the Nova Knicks. I think because here's the thing. The Knicks, in my opinion, I think they would have went to the finals if they were healthy last year. No, that's no offense against the Celtics, but I think the way that Jalen Brunson was the best player in the playoffs until he got out. And so the way that they were playing, if they had Julius Randle, if they had Bogdanovich, if Josh Hart was fully healthy, I think that team would have went to the finals today because they were playing defense. They were able to score the basketball, and they were playing at a very high level. And OG, I completely forgot about OG. But this
So
year,
basically, what you're saying is the Celtics won because everybody was hurt.
that's not exactly what I'm saying because they did Dallas crazy and they were healthy.
I
But
love that conversation, but people always fail to mention that Porzingis didn't play a lot. And so when it comes to injuries, I'm like, well, what about us? What would have happened if we had a healthy Porzingis the entire run? We might not have lost a game.
yeah,
I don't know.
so here's the thing. Porzingis, I definitely understand, but that's not your top guy.
Yeah,
Indiana misses their top guy. Miami missed their two top guys, or no, two of their top three guys.
Milwaukee, same thing.
Yeah, it's Milwaukee missed two of their top three guys.
I'm not like here's the thing. I'm not taking anything from the Celtics. They're definitely a great team. I love what Brown's over there doing and Tatum's doing, but I think they got easy this year. They got it a little easy this year.
The path to the finals.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if my team got it easy either, but like at the end of the day,
your team couldn't get it easy. They paid for
and
it.
like you said, is we made it to the finals and we played the toughest team in the West, correct?
Yeah.
And we smacked them.
oh no.
We only lost
No.
the game because we wanted to win at home.
No, I don't even think they were the toughest team in the West. They just happened to be there.
Who's tough? They beat everybody. They beat Minnesota. They beat the Clippers. They beat
They're supposed to beat Minnesota.
huh?
I don't think they were supposed to be
I
Minnesota.
don't think Minnesota was supposed to be there.
They did it.
Yeah,
Game 7, they were up by a large margin.
Yeah.
And they blew.
Yeah, I don't think Minnesota was even supposed to be there, but I mean they beat all these teams, and so Luka, in my opinion, was aside from Jalen Brunson, was the best player in the playoffs.
I like that, but that's when I was going to get to. I was going to wait, but now that you brought it up, what is Jalen Brunson going to do on defense? And that's why I love my Celtics, because Drew Holiday can score the bucket on pretty much anyone, and he's going to lock up. Derek White, he's a spot up 3-point specialist, and he's going to lock up. Jaylen Brown can do whatever you ask of him. Tatum is going to facilitate and score the bucket when you need him to. Who's going to stop that on the Knicks? I love OG. That was a big, but
They got
besides him,
they got OG and Mikal. That's
I'm not a fan of
two.
Mikal Bridges, honestly.
Should be.
Why?
He is.
Have you never watched the Celtics versus Mikal Bridges?
The Celtics. Let me tell you something. Mikal Bridges in Brooklyn was the number one option. So which means he had to score and still try to play defense.
All the Celtics got to do that.
Who?
All the members on the Celtics do that. They
Drew
score.
Holiday hit open threes and play defense.
He's attacking the basket against big men, and he's finishing like easy.
But he wasn't forced to do that every possession.
Beauty of the Celtics.
Mikal Bridges was forced to do that.
He set that up.
But Mikal Bridges was forced to do that every single possession in Brooklyn. That when Mikal was at his best defensively, he was second in Defense Player of the Year voting. Should have been first, but second because he was the third option. And so now that he's the third option again in New York, he's going to be a top tier defender. I told D'Lo earlier on one of the shows, he's going to be in the Defensive Player of the Year conversation this year. He may not win it. He may not win it, but he's going to be top 5.
Yeah,
Wemby will probably win it.
He would definitely win it this year.
Yeah, Wemby's probably going to win it for the next couple of years.
Honestly, I think Drew Holiday had a great run last year, and they overlooked us because of the way we were scoring.
Right.
But Drew Holiday clamped up a lot of people.
He definitely did. He definitely did. But
That
now,
was an amazing piece. I'm not gonna lie to you. That
Drew Holiday is a top 5 role player of all time, in my opinion.
oh yeah.
Yeah, you got it for nothing.
I mean, the Celtics are good at that. Brad Stevens and Danny Ainge have been doing that for years.
Brad Stevens is the best executive in the NBA. He's the best executive in the NBA, and it's really it's really not even close. And I think Joe Mazzulla is very underrated as an NBA head coach.
I was gonna ask. I love it.
I think he's definitely top 5. No. I can't think those top 3 are obviously Spoelstra. I'd still throw Pop in there. And then, I mean, there's a few different. I mean, you could throw Mazzulla in there. You could throw Steve Kerr. Yeah.
The reason why,
I feel like he just got the players. He had those players though.
but some people would say that about Joe. I credit Joe because he came in
Joe.
under Missoula.
Oh, okay.
Some people would say the same thing. He's got the players, but I credit Joe because he came into a tense situation,
Yeah.
you know, and he was able to keep it rolling.
Not even just keep it rolling. His first year after that 10 situation, they go to the finals. They went to the finals. And I think if that wasn't
his first year, they actually lost.
That's true. That's true.
in 21, was it?
Oh,
In 22. They went to 22 was Missoula's first year.
that was, that's the thing, right?
I swear Missoula was coaching in that finals. Udoka was
The first one was Udoka, and then he got fired. It was replaced in 2023.
And that's
And
when
they
Tatum
lost.
got hurt.
Oh, that's right.
Tatum got hurt.
That's right. That's right.
Tatum got hurt.
And now we talk about injuries. Now we want to talk about injuries.
But
First play of the game.
No, I'll tell you what though. I'm taking the Nova Knicks. I think the Knicks are gonna be.
You feel me? Like
I will say that I like what's the center's name?
Mitchell Robinson.
No, not Mitch. How does it?
Hardenstein. Oh, he in OKC.
Like even the OKC.
He's in OKC. Yeah.
They're gonna miss him.
OKC.
They're definitely gonna miss him.
They're gonna miss.
OKC.
So that's where it gets kind
the
of.
addition for Alex Caruso. I want to see you want to do it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be nice. And
Yeah, I
then
love
Shy,
OKC. That's my West Coast.
yeah, SGA, that's gonna be nice.
So who's the Knicks starting center right now?
Mitchell Robinson.
I like Mitch, but again, when it comes to the playoffs, you need space. You need space.
Yeah.
Like especially if you have Jalen Brunson trying to eat.
Yeah.
That's like if you watch the way the Celtics won, you even watch teams like OKC, you gotta have space. You gotta let people eat. And when you got Mitchell Robinson in the paint, to me, you got the Timberwolves type of issues.
Yeah. But the thing with the Timberwolves is Rudy is he's such a pain in the paint. Like defensively, he's such a presence. That was the biggest problem for us when we played him. Is because when Booker or Durant would try to drive, Rudy's just sitting there because they're not necessarily playing like great perimeter defense, but they're just leading them to Rudy. And that's what a lot of people did. Like that's what they did in against Denver. Jamal Murray couldn't get nothing in the paint.
You need somebody who's going to shoot mid range.
Yeah.
If you're not going to shoot mid range, then that's you're just guiding him to Rudy.
And I thought that's what's going to be our advantage because we wouldn't have to go all the way to the bucket. I thought our advantage was our ability to shoot the mid range. Kevin Durant's ability to shoot the mid range. Devin Booker's two of the top 5 best mid range shooters in the game.
I also think that Phoenix struggles because they don't have a great facilitator. Like you have such dominant scoring, but you have everyone playing one-on-one basketball. And I'm sorry, that's just not. That's what the Celtics did when they lost. It was just 5 out and watch one-on-one basketball, and that sometimes that's not going to work. You're going to need somebody to create, and that's what to me, Jason Tatum's value. Even though a lot of people said we just want him to score 30. Well, that's not how we win a championship. Watch his value, and it was playmaking, and that's why we had Drew catch bucket. That's why we had Derek White catch bucket, and Jaylen Brown is continuing to improve. So I'm loving it. I got back to back.
Nah.
That's not.
Don't stop disbelieving.
Whoever wins this year is coming out. In my the Timberwolves will only get better than the Nuggets are probably going to fall. But Dallas will get better. Phoenix got better.
Have you not seen what's been happening to Clay all summer?
Oh,
Yuck.
let me. I'm gonna tell. Yeah, y'all know this. I ain't told Tony this. I believe Klay Thompson is the most overrated basketball player to ever step on an NBA floor.
I wouldn't go that far, but I will say that he's been able to utilize Steph's ability to absorb all of the attention throughout his entire career. And so I think it's going to be a beautiful thing to watch him, but then again, it's the same situation where you got Kyrie and Luka who are going to attract so much attention. So I don't know. I mean, but he's been a pretty good defender. I don't know if he's going to be a great defender now.
No, he's not. Not even a little bit.
When he was before his Achilles, he was a top 5.
No.
Yes, he was.
No, Klay,
I don't know if
they were definitely putting Klay on probably the best defender every night. But
Okay. Oh, I mean, They put Clay on Kyrie in 2016. I'm just can somebody remind me what happened during that finals?
We know what happened.
Oh, okay. I'm just thinking. I'm just saying. And here's the thing.
What would you rank Kyrie?
Kyrie? Kyrie is a bucket. Kyrie is
Exactly.
one of the top 100 basketball players of all time.
Said they put Clay on the best defender on the court, regardless if he got cooked or not.
That's what I'm saying. But if he's like that, Kyrie's not dropping 41.
Kyrie is special. You know that. Who's guarding Kyrie?
Nobody. Well, I actually know. Let me stop. Drew did a number on him.
Kyrie was struggling at points in the little series.
Speaking of which, after this Klay Thompson thing, I came up with some. People called me crazy. You switch out Drew Holiday and Klay Thompson on that Warriors team. I believe they win every single one of those 4 rings.
It's tough. Drew's definitely not as good a shooter. And so when you talk about the ability that Steph Curry does to attract that much attention, when you watch Klay, the way he used to come off of screens, it's the same thing. You cannot give him any space.
Right.
People underestimate that. And so I don't know. Drew's not that good of a shooter. He's a really good shooter, but
I was gonna say, I mean, he definitely is. And I'm not saying this to compare their shooting ability, right? But like you said, Drew Holiday can still shoot the 3. Klay Thompson is a career 42% 3-point shooter. Drew Holiday is 39.
Yeah, it's close.
So it's not that much of a difference.
He's shooting
a lot more. He's shooting a lot more. But okay.
Yeah. You're talking to a man who's shot 16 threes in the game before.
Right.
And Holiday's never done that.
No, never. But I think Drew Holiday is a much better defender than Klay Thompson.
I do as well.
During that time,
he is on the all defensive team 6 times. Clay's been twice.
When you look at steals and you look like perimeter defense,
much better.
Yeah,
I'm going much better. There's a reason why you're on the 6 All NBA defensive team 6 times.
There's a gap, but not as much of a gap as you think there is.
I think there's a smaller gap between Drew Holiday and his shooting and Klay Thompson and his defense.
I will say this: as far as efficiency goes, I'd probably pick Drew. And then with that team, what Drew would do to open, get Steph open versus what Klay does to not get Steph open.
Yeah. And Drew could put the ball on the ground.
That's my biggest thing with Klay. I don't think he can put the ball on the ground.
He's not a playmaker. Yeah, that's why when you say like top tier 2 ways, I don't even know if I would put Klay in the top 5 because he can't put the ball on the ground. During that time, maybe because there's not guys like Mikal Bridges in the NBA at that time. Right now there is.
Exactly. There was still Paul George. There was still Jimmy Butler. I mean, there's still Kawhi Leonard. Klay Thompson is not nearly 2 more. All right, now I got to think.
I go Drew, and I'm thinking, honestly, I might even, it's tough, but Iguodala won the finals MVP. And he's a much better facilitator, playmaker. He doesn't score the ball the way Klay does, but he doesn't need to. That's not his job on that team. To me, he's a much better defender. He got brought over there as a decoy, basically. What he can do. Then why did he win finals MVP?
Because he stopped LeBron. And he really
why wasn't Klay guarding?
Why wasn't Klay guarding?
Tony, I promise I've asked this question 1,000 times.
You're right. He's just smaller than
Drew Holiday is too, and Drew guards anybody.
Who's smaller? Klay Thompson is 6'7".
Drew is not
well, maybe if the Lakers make it to the finals, we'll see.
The Lakers ain't making it to the play-in.
I don't know. They got all these television games this year for some reason.
It's because they got number 23. He's not sick no more. It's only got 23. That's it. That's the only reason why.
Person that we've seen close to stopping LeBron is Kawhi.
Yeah.
It's the only one that's
Paul George used to give him a little bit of trouble. This is back in
2014.
Oh yeah, back in 14.
Yeah.
Indiana. Yeah, has a video showing when he's seen Kawhi coming. He's like,
damn.
That was not why he did that.
Yeah,
I don't care. Edit that video. They edited it perfectly.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Yeah, that's what.
Like
subbed in, he said, and then he bagged up and wiped his son. I'm not trying to do none of that.
Yeah,
that man nervous.
I love the conversation through the years of who's better than LeBron, and at the end of the season, we all go, Guess we'll try again next year.
That's true. I mean, and then we was having that conversation up to 2018.
We can really have this conversation now. Even
Yeah.
he was the best player before.
No,
Yes, he was.
who's the best player in the world right now?
Through the Olympics, he was the best
Who?
player on the court.
Who's the best player? Who's the best basketball player in the world right now?
Jokic.
That was fast, wasn't it? That was pretty fast to say to even put LeBron in discussion.
Well, I think he was more saying on the USA team. And then how do you?
I mean, I could even make an argument. You could, yes, LeBron was the most consistent. The best player was Steph.
How can you be the best player without consistency?
Okay, consistency? Then Book is up there too.
Book didn't have the ball in his hands.
But he was the most consistent.
I guess.
He started every single basketball game. He started every single one except for one in the exhibition games.
But he didn't have to guard people like Jokic at times when LeBron actually did.
But he was guarding the best perimeter player.
At times. I blame that on coaching because there's no reason that Steph Curry and Devin Booker should have been in the game all the time that much when they're like, because Steph is a liability on defense. So Devin Booker had to guard them when you have a player like
Drew Holiday. He did a good job. Booker, he did a great job. But
the same thing that you're saying about the television having Steph and the Warriors on and the Lakers on more than the Celtics is primarily because of Stephen Curry and LeBron James.
Right.
Whereas if coaching said, let's put our best perimeter defenders out there to guard these guys, then Steph was not on the floor. And there was multiple games where I watched Steph pick up 3 fouls in the first half, and he looked at coach and said, "No, I'm good." And I'm like, if there was another coach there, that's not happening.
Right. But I mean, these are veteran guys. Steph is going into his 16th year, 17th year in the league. So these are veteran guys in which obviously Steph is still one of the greatest players in the league right now. He knows how to, if he does get in foul trouble, he knows how to stay out of foul trouble if he does get too many fouls. They've been in the league long enough.
If you're a smart player, you're going to attack that. And that's a weakness. They're a liability on defense. And I'm sorry, but if you're a great coach, I don't care if that's my best player on my team. I'm going, Drew, get out there.
I don't know.
We have received from past podcasts where we were talking about how awful Steph was until those final 2 games.
Yeah.
He scored 36, and then he had, 24 the last game, and he had 12 in the final 2 minutes. He was awful before that.
Right.
He's shooting terrible from the field. He doesn't play any defense. So why was he on the floor until those final 2 games? And now everyone's saying that, Steph is better.
Do they win gold without Steph? No.
They sure can.
What Steph did in those fourth quarters. Within those fourth
quarters did he do that while they played in the Olympics? Because I didn't watch it.
The two most important ones. The two most important ones.
But to me, it's like it's the situation with Kyrie and LeBron. A lot of people say Kyrie saved LeBron, and I'm like, Kyrie doesn't get there without LeBron.
Yeah, but LeBron also doesn't get there. He doesn't win it without Kyrie.
But Kyrie doesn't get a chance to win it unless LeBron gets him there. Kyrie had many opportunities to be the man.
Get there regardless.
Right.
LeBron,
Earlier, they wouldn't probably even make it to the Serbian without LeBron.
Yeah, there was plenty of times when you've seen LeBron hit that switch and go, and then you watch, that 4 or 5 minute span where LeBron's playing both sides of the floor differently, and that's where I go, come on, get Steph out of the game. Like LeBron, I'm glad that LeBron had to do so much because we got to watch greatness at those times. You didn't have to do so much if you changed the lineup a little bit.
I mean, it's not like they were. I mean, so obviously the FIBA games are 40 minutes, so it wasn't like he was playing 36, 37 minutes. I mean, because there was pretty good rotations like within the rotation. I mean, people was getting in and out. I mean, there was times where Devin Booker played the entire first quarter and then didn't touch the floor in the second quarter. Because you have guys like Anthony Edwards and who else was coming in? Anthony Davis. So you have guys like that who could come in and there's really no drop off. And so I think now, I think when you want at the clutch time, when it's obviously 5 points or less in terms of the lead and 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, you want those guys in. You want the LeBrons, you want the KDs, you want the Stephs, and you want the Embiids and Bookers in. But I think they were just so deep where like he didn't have to play 35, 36 minutes, and then that's why his points really didn't get like inflated. for lack of a better term. So again, like there's definitely an argument that we all can make. LeBron is definitely not the best player in the world to me right now. Maybe he's definitely not, but
in terms of the Team USA, he was the best player.
I feel like he's the reason they won.
he's a big reason they won. He's one of the reasons they won. He's for sure. But again, there was too many pieces that helped that team. Like I said, Steph Curry's fourth quarter heroics, Devin Booker's defense throughout the whole time, KD's spurts of scoring, and B's spurts of scoring. Like he was one of the biggest reasons. But I don't know if he was. I think all those reasons combined is why they won.
Yeah, it was a good team. It was a good team. I do think, honestly, I think the person that they really missed was this guy, Jimmy Buckets.
Yeah,
Jimmy Buckets is a guy that doesn't need the basketball to leave his stamp on the game. And I appreciated them having Derek White out there, but there's a different thing that Jimmy Buckets brings to the table, and he can guard the 1, 2, 3, 4, and sometimes the 5.
But in terms of not needing the ball to be effective, at least offensively, I disagree. Jimmy Butler needs the basketball offensively in order to be effective.
I don't think that would have been where his mind was set.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, even when he played with Chicago, he was always defense. He built up his offense.
No, that's what I'm saying. No, defensively, Jimmy Butler is still supremely effective. Offensively, now that he's gotten to the offensive ability in which he's been able to score, because he's not a catch and shoot guy. He's not a catch and shoot guy.
I feel like he can be where he want to be.
Excels. I was like, for me, Jimmy doesn't even look to score.
That was going to be my point. I was going to piggyback off him. Jimmy doesn't look to score. He looks to get the team better. That's his whole memo. If he has to score, he's going to. You can drop your lip all you want to. That's mainly like if he has to score, he's going to go score. But his main objective is to get the team involved and get them.
That's everything. Where it's rebounds,
literally
perimeter defense. He does all of those things before he.
And he'd go and get you a buzzer beater.
And he's called. And his name is Jimmy.
He would go get you. A buzzer beater.
He could have fooled. From what I watch, especially in the playoffs, I saw differently.
Oh, playoff basketball is different than the regular season,
and that the Olympics not the same as playoffs.
Not when you have that. Oh, sorry, part. Yeah,
he wouldn't have to score. Sorry to cut you off.
He is strictly facilitated. That's why he averages like 22 points a season. He doesn't have to do that, but when it comes to the playoff time, he flips the switch, and you see him average 36 to 38.
Okay, when you say facilitating, what does that mean?
Getting the team involved.
Which means you're gonna have assists.
That's not necessary. Hold on.
The greatest facilitators of all time. The greatest facilitators.
But what do other people do? What are the side jobs you do? You can go set off screens. You can go set down screens. That is getting other players involved in the game and getting them going.
Big rebounds for a fact.
First of all, what do you tell me when we play, Maul? Look for me and what? Run off screens.
Yeah.
Okay, what does that do? That gets me going, right?
Right.
So what if Jimmy's doing?
It's
setting screens, getting other people going, right? Is that not getting everybody involved?
Yeah, you have a point.
I also don't think you realize offense, Jimmy doesn't need the ball in his hands 100%
off the.
Well, yeah, not 100%.
Yeah,
not 100% of the time.
He will go get your offensive rebound.
He will go get you an offensive rebound. He has backdoors. He has his post game.
He's very intelligent. Back to the he's intelligent.
In his hand at the 3-point line to go get a bucket.
Okay, fine. You're talking about during the regular season, or even in the regular season when it comes down to it, who has the ball in their hands?
Jimmy's the best player on that team.
Who when it comes down to it, if you need a bucket, who has the ball in their hands?
I think you're fitting him in with the USA team where there's 11 other superstars.
And he don't have to worry about scoring.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like his mind thing is not about scoring.
No, I understand it. But
USA team, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole topic was him facilitating. You said facilitate,
right?
On the USA, he wouldn't have to worry about scoring at all, so he can go and do everything else and get everybody involved and be just fine.
And he's that IQ player to where, like, if he sees a player like Jason Tatum struggling, he's going to set that off-ball screen to get Tatum an easy backdoor to the like. That's Jimmy. That's why this is painful right now, but that's why I love Jimmy.
So okay.
Love it.
But, okay. So did Jimmy
It
Butler
is
not
from it.
try out for the team, or he didn't want to play this year? I don't know what it was. He played because he played in 20. He played in 20.
I don't
21.
know. There was all types of rumors and people were asking. Yeah.
So Embiid was also injured.
That was I didn't understand why Embiid. I mean, I love it because I'm like maybe hopefully during the regular season.
No, his ass could sit down.
He
And
did.
healthy.
He did.
Yeah, that's what's up. But yeah, like Tony said, Embiid also was hurt.
That's true. We don't know if he was healthy. But
Even then, the rosters for the Team USA came out. Before that.
They're not going against the best players in the world, or the best players in the NBA, I guess. Because these are the best players around the world, but they're not the NBA players. So he probably can play at 80, 70, 75, 80%.
Okay. Also,
not every elite basketball player showed up. Kyrie is better than Tyrese, but why wasn't Kyrie on this team?
Jaylen Brown is better than Tyrese. Why wasn't Jaylen Brown on?
Jaylen Brown could argue he's the best player in the world right now.
I can definitely, you definitely make an argument.
But why wasn't he on the team, right? So the best guys don't necessarily mean that they make the team.
Yes.
So just because Jimmy wasn't there doesn't mean that.
I think they went for fit. I think, but if am I wrong? Because Derek White wouldn't be on that team.
But that's the thing is, to me, Jimmy Butler is the better version of Derek White. Like
I was going to say,
but if he was, then why wasn't he on the team?
Question.
That's a good question. Maybe you should ask the coaches that.
I'm just saying.
Coaches, we need you guys to hit in the comments, man. We need to know. We need to find out what's going on.
Yeah, we got to find out. We got to find out why.
I mean, because like I said, he was perfectly fine.
Say Jimmy was hurt this year too, right? I'll just say this: he has a smarter mentality than Embiid. Because if I'm hurt, I'm not playing in USA either. I'm getting healthy for my team.
I don't know. Also, I don't.
Also has the best killer mentality that would be on that team.
I'm going with that one for sure. You know how I feel
He
about
would
that.
100% have the best killer mentality on that team.
Again, Derek White.
Hard to argue.
You remember when Marcus Smart shot that he cut Tatum off and shot that three, and Derek White made that miraculous putback?
Yeah,
those are the things that Jimmy Butler does. And I'm not trying to discredit my guy. I love Derek White. I love what he's bringing to the table. But having a smaller, stronger, more experienced version of Derek White on the USA team, like I honestly, there were games that we played I wanted to see because I love this argument about the dream team and these new caliber teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I want us to demolish these teams this year. And we didn't. There were some of the games that were close for me. And I feel like if we had players, like you said, that killer mentality, Jimmy's going out there in the first half saying, "Oh, why are we not up 20, fellas?"
He's definitely gonna hold everybody accountable on that.
It's hard to argue, but real quick before we change topics on the Heat, I don't know if y'all heard him. Don't say nothing because I don't know if y'all heard him. On the Heat, you need a bucket, like game winner. Who are you taking?
Jimmy.
Right now, man, I did hear him.
He said
hero.
He said hero.
He said Bam.
I thought you said Bam.
No,
he said Bam.
I heard him.
As a facilitator, Bam is the facilitator.
Oh, okay.
Because
Go out and get a bucket.
it's tough for me
because I asked the question.
like Jimmy, but Bam, and you got to think about Bam. This is Bam's progression years. He hasn't been the go-to. He's never been the go-to.
Right.
But if you watch what he's capable of doing, especially if he's mastered this three-point shot, which we've seen him hit a couple of them during USA.
But
Bam's tough, man. He's tough.
Bam has the ball top of the key, and that's when all the bounce rates happen.
Yes.
Jimmy goes down, and Tyler goes down, and people come up. Bam has the ball, and he facilitates all of that.
Yeah, I don't watch them to know that. I'm just
I understand that part, but
it's such an underrated asset in terms of Heat because he defends, he passes the ball at an underrated level, and he can go get you.
okay, but who's the facilitator in Miami? You just told me it was Jimmy Butler.
no. He said Jimmy can be the facilitator.
Jimmy can be a facilitator.
Because I piggyback out there by saying he gets everybody involved. That's what I said. He don't like that. He don't like that stuff.
It's okay. There are other ways to facilitate without just strictly passing the ball.
Yeah, for me, this may be recency biased. You know, just recently watching Bam, and again, Jimmy was hurt, and we haven't seen Tyler in a little while. I love Tyler's game, but there's going to be some top tier defenders in the East Coast, man. And I haven't seen too many clips of Tyler in the weight room.
I've seen a few. I've seen a few of Tyler in the weight room.
I seen a few of him getting he got a tattoo and he was in the weight room.
But I mean,
saying,
yeah, he ain't getting no muscle because you're trying to take it somewhere else. I see what you
yeah,
doing.
what you on? Bro?
rubbing his stomach. Come on, see this tattoo.
Come on, bro. Like, what you?
Healthy Jimmy, our addition this year, a healthy Terry Rozier, who is a great piece.
Goodness gracious, I missed it.
What's that? What's his
Terry.
Jaime Hawkins Jr.
Yeah, I like him.
You just added our first overall pick this year in Khalil Ware, who was fantastic. Move Bam to the 4. Oh, I'm telling you, and Nikola Jokic will continue to
6'8" point guard, 2 guard.
He will continue to improve.
Okay, so what's the peak seeding for Miami?
Seeding?
I'm going 5 through 7.
Yeah, I'm saying like
5 through 7.
Yeah,
I'm giving them 6. I might say 6. I say 5 through 7 and giving them 6.
I say no higher than 5.
To me, it's all about health, man. You know,
that's anything at East at this point.
If all the teams are healthy, you have Philly,
They're below Philly, they're below Boston, they're below Milwaukee,
below the Knicks.
Philly for me, it's health is everything. Joel's not healthy and Paul George isn't healthy. They're completely different.
If either one of them are hurt, I don't know how far they're making.
All the icy hot is sold out in Philly. All the icy hot is sold out in Philly.
No, he's fucking tough.
The 76ers win about all the icy hot. It's all gone. Shaq is the richest man in the planet right now. You know what I'm saying? Like all of it is gone.
Like now to think about it, like the 76ers, if, either one of them get hurt, they're not making it far.
This is why I say back to back, man. Health is everything.
I'm going
a championship
without
without
not beating nobody in the West.
You said what? That's tough because
I'm a big supporter of Oklahoma City.
Yeah. Oklahoma's a sleeper team in the West. They're no longer a sleeper team anymore.
I'm not a supporter of Oklahoma City. I think they're going to be like the best team in the West.
Oh, they will be the best team in the West, and they have the best chance.
You know, my sleeper team in the East is, which a lot of people have been bringing on Paulo. So I don't know if they're a sleeper team anymore, but I love what Orlando's doing.
They just need another star.
They need another.
Well, Jalen Suggs didn't really get he hasn't had his breakout year.
He has,
and I love the Wagner guys. Those guys are special.
Bro,
and they just added
plus.
Paulo. No, Paulo's 22.
Yeah, he's young.
23.
No, I'm saying how much is he averaging?
Oh,
he's like 21.
Yeah, 23, 24. Yeah.
I'm telling you, those Wagner boys, what is this? You watch them during the Olympics. Okay. Those two are they're
good. They can definitely hoop. The Wagner boys. Orlando, the Germans.
Actually, they have top tier defense. Jalen Suggs reminds me of my guys.
Yeah, I love Jalen Suggs. I love him.
And that's my sleeper team in the East.
Yeah, that's man. I love watching him in college. I think Gonzaga when he made that half court shot, I think it was against Baylor. I forget who it was, but for the game winner, and he was tough. But
Oklahoma City is just prime. They are. SGA, you have the defensive prowess of Lou Dort and Caruso, who they just picked up.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget Williams.
They have A-Dub, and then now Isaiah Hartenstein to move Chet back to the 4. They have.
What are you talking about?
So many good pieces.
Yeah,
they've got depth.
They have so much depth. They bench looking. Caruso probably come off the bench.
And they still got the young boy Wiggins, right?
Yeah, Aaron Wiggins, Isaiah Joe. I love Isaiah Joe. Isaiah Joe is a knockdown. So they got a lot of pieces up down there. Yeah, but Let me ask y'all something that's not as much current as it is all time. Is Steph Curry? We were just talking about him. Steph Curry, the greatest point guard of all time. Who want to start?
You haven't said much. Come on.
Go ahead, Ahmad.
No.
Okay, so yeah, I'm assuming the only person you have over him is Magic.
I got Magic over him.
Why?
Passing wise, facilitating. I feel like Curry changed the game with the shot. I'm always gonna say that.
Right.
I was gonna take Iverson, but I feel like Iverson was more of a two guard.
Yeah, I put him at the 2.
That's why I struggle with this conversation because Steph is naturally
A shooting guard because he came in the league as
He
a
just
shooting guard.
plays the point guard position because of what Mark Jackson created. And Steph
Between
Curry.
him and Monte
Carry.
Ellis.
Okay, actually, I'll do you one better. If you want to put him at the 2, I'm gonna make him upset. You can put him at the 2. Who you taking, Steph or D Wade all time?
Wow, that's a great conversation.
Didn't even think that. I'm talking about improv.
I respect 2 ways. So in that I'd have to go Wade.
I'm going Wade.
But
He from the home.
in this whole conversation of just greatness, this new longevity conversation is taking the conversation to new realms. And when you have this top, whatever, 3 or 5 players at any position, longevity speaks volumes because throughout the NBA season, it's 82 games, and then you have the playoffs. There are many players. Look at Joel Embiid. Look what he's capable of doing in 60 games. But then when you add the rest of the season, it's trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kevin Durant, he's probably the best scorer we've ever seen.
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying? But when he's hurt, you can't play, you can't score.
Yeah.
And so, like, a buddy of mine, we used to argue all the time, is Kevin Durant better than LeBron James? And I go, he's not even playing right now. Like, what are you talking about? LeBron's always playing, always. His rest days. But when he needs to play, he's going to give you 30, 10, and 10.
But I'll tell you this. You're talking about like I'll always plan. And this is straying away from this topic. Or like we'll circle back, but LeBron has only played all 82 games once in his career.
That's great. He's smart.
Once.
He's not, and how many seasons has he played though?
He's played. This is going to be what 2021.
And so the new dynamic of basketball, you don't have to play 82 games.
Right.
And this was a reason why he's only playing 70 games.
We're not including the playoffs he played in or the Olympics he played in. So
it's so. But I think that's just kind of straight off to this Jordan and LeBron debate. But we'll have to get into that later. But
go ahead.
Thank you. There is really no debate. Thank you. But
yeah, I'm glad you said it.
You got LeBron over Jordan?
I will say, as far as someone who actually grew up watching MJ.
I mean, you was born in the 60s. I got to give you.
Oh, okay.
Was around when Bob Cousy was around.
I think that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but LeBron James is the best basketball player I've ever watched. And I also think there's another dynamic to bring to the conversation of when you're playing the game, who would I want to play the game with? I would much rather be on LeBron James' team than Michael Jeffrey Jordan because Mike wants to shoot the basketball.
All his government name out there?
Yes, that's when you got to give respect. Mike is shooting the ball 30 times. And then, like, what you guys fail to realize, Mike never won anything without Scotty. I watched LeBron take teams that were questionable.
Hold on. Did he win?
No.
Okay. That's all I wanted to. That's all I wanted to know.
It's my biggest conversation, and I hope we go viral with this one. Is how is it better to lose in the first round than in the finals? That can never make any sense to me. It's like to me, it's like going to the prom with an ugly girl and losing her over losing the baddest thing. We come back to the crib and I had the baddest thing though. You had so and you lost her. Nobody cares. That's not going to be remembered. And that's why the conversation is had. No one remembers when you lose the ugly girl. It's a laughing matter and you move on. I lose the baddest shorty in school. Everyone's talking about me. That's LeBron. He took trash to the greatest point, and yeah, he lost because he was playing the most dynamic teams in the finals most times. I'm not trying to discredit the GOAT because I appreciate what Mike did for the game, but I also know that there was really no competition. When you bring up the best 5 players of that generation, the only person that you really compare to Mike that was a 2 guard is Clyde Drexler. And then when you watch the tape, Clyde was special, but he ain't no Mike.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you bring up the top 5 players of LeBron's generation, these people are arguing to be the best players in the game. Kawhi Leonard, Giannis, Kevin Durant. And so I'm like, how is it that lopsided to be Mike all the time? Because Scotty was questionably the second to third best player in the league. And he had him on your team. It just so happened that y'all have to be drafted that way. But then besides that, it was Hakeem Olajuwon.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. You're talking about in terms of comp. LeBron getting to those finals. That year, that 2018 year where he brought that trash team to the finals, right?
Who did he go?
Hold on. Let me
just
get my point out.
Because every team he took the thing, who did he go against?
He played Victor Oladipo on the Pacers. He played the Baby Dinosaurs. And then he played Boston with without their 2 best players at the time.
Your team.
Your team.
If you can only face who you can face. But
why you don't say that about Jordan?
You got it.
It's because there weren't any top tier 2 guards at the time, and then the ones that there were there, he wasn't even guarding them all the time. Scotty was.
Even on that period of time, who was the top 3s in the East?
Paul George.
They don't go anywhere. I'm not debating that.
Away from the Bulls team.
They didn't win anything.
60 games.
And won what?
Won 60 games though.
What did they win when Jordan was there?
No. When Jordan was there, they won.
They won.
What did they win when Pippen wasn't there?
What do you mean?
What did they win?
Nothing. Okay, so what did LeBron do? What did LeBron do without?
They went and got the best, arguably the top 5 power forward in the game as well.
Hey,
okay, hold on.
The time when they got Mike, it was just Mike.
Yeah, but
they had other pieces though.
Exactly. LeBron got there and they didn't have anything.
But they didn't win anything either.
They won the Eastern Conference.
Oh my God.
Who won the Eastern Conference?
LeBron did.
I thought you were talking about
like that goes to the conversation of why is LeBron being crucified for taking his team to the championship and losing, but Mike's not being crucified for not getting over the Boston Celtics
because they had an overstacked team.
So then why are we just crediting LeBron for losing to the most overstacked team of all time?
Who?
Golden State.
The Warriors.
I don't discredit him for that. I don't.
And then
I don't discredit him either.
Pop, he lost against Pop and them, and then
that team.
To me, the only thing that discredits LeBron is losing against the Mavericks. The way he lost against the Mavericks.
Okay, first of all, that's a big ass discredit. Let's just not get that. Let's not get that out of the way. Dwayne Wade was the best player on that team by far.
But I think that was part of their learning. LeBron had to realize I have to turn it on.
Okay. So here's the thing: whenever LeBron won, did he not have another top 10 player in the league?
Mike never didn't. Mike always had top.
Scottie Pippen was a top 10 player in the league
every year. He was
arguably
the number 2,
like number 2 or 3.
He was arguably. You're talking about the best defender in the league.
Didn't Charles Barkley win MVP?
Yeah, but
so he was. So you taking Scottie Pippen over Charles Barkley?
Yes. Who's Charles Barkley guarding perimeter defenders?
I'm taking Charles Barkley, it was Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan that year.
Charles Barkley won. He was the best player on the Dream Team.
No, I understand that. But the year that they played in the finals, Charles Barkley won MVP. You're telling me Scottie Pippen was better than Charles Barkley that year?
Yeah, Scottie just didn't have. Well, I will say for his team, Chuck did have a lot on his plate. and he was in the West Coast. So I give Chuck was the man.
That's what I'm saying. I'm taking Chuck over Scottie Pippen.
I'm not.
Scottie too, but he's definitely a top 5 to top 3 player in each of the years that they won.
Okay. Even you take what about Hakeem? We just throwing Hakeem out the window?
To me, Hakeem was the second best player in the league. It's hard to put bigs in that conversation because honestly, people fail to realize what Shaq was doing back then.
And that's even Shaq. Because even then, Scottie was like, you guys are hyping Scottie up like this, right? Hakeem was in the league.
Credit, but
I know. I think it's a little hyping up because Hakeem was in the league. Charles Barkley was in the league. Who won MVP? The years that Jordan went off and played baseball because he was bored, beating everybody. Hakeem won back to back. And you tell me, Scottie's better than that?
You got to
MVP.
Finals. I think there's also
He only won 1 year. 95.
You won 2.
Who?
They won 2 championships.
Back to back.
Yeah.
95 and 96.
94.
Okay.
That's when they retired, and the Bulls were still in the Eastern Conference Finals with Scottie.
And then guess what? And what did they do as soon as Jordan came back?
And then they won.
No, they lost that.
crazy thing-
They lost that first year he came back.
Like Mike didn't come back and lose.
No, I was going to say no.
came back
Mike
and
came back
lost.
and lost the first round because that's when he was on 45, right? Yeah, he
Yeah,
came
but
back.
he came back in the middle of the season.
I don't care.
He came back in the middle of the season.
That's what I'm saying. Michael Jordan needed his Robin, and his Robin is Scottie Pippen. LeBron doesn't need that to get there.
Who, bro? If I'm driving from here to Miami, because Miami, they got something going on, right? They got a big ass club jumping, whatever it is. I'm driving from here to Miami. Am I settling in Alabama? Oh, you know, I'm in Alabama. I made it far enough. I'm cool now. I don't really feel like going
That's
all the way
what
to
Mike
Miami.
did before Pippen got there.
No, okay, come on, so you got to answer the question now. You got to answer the question.
No.
So if I get it this far, why would I? Oh, just because I'm in Alabama, I'm almost to Miami. So I'm gonna make.
That's what LeBron realized is he was like, you know what, I'm capable of this, but I do need somebody else to help me to take a little bit of this attention off of me.
And he always did. But in even the games that he played Golden State, you take one game, you got swept twice. No, you got swept once, and you took one game. The other two. You took one game.
Look who was on the other team.
One game. If you were to go, you got to make it competitive.
No, you talking about against the Spurs?
No, Golden State.
They had 2 of the top 3 players in the world at that time, Steph and King. But what team did Jordan face that had 2 of the top 3 players in the world?
Hold on, stop it. So, top 3 is crazy.
KD and Steph weren't top 3 in the world?
No. In 2018, the top 3 players in the world: LeBron, KD, James Harden.
Oh man.
Why you putting
Offense is
He averaged 36 points. 36 points.
I've never heard anyone put T Mac in the topic of top 3 anything, and T Mac didn't average that for a season.
James Harden did average 36 points. And if Chris Paul didn't get
my point is why? Because James Harden is averaging that. Are we putting? He's not even a 2-way player. I watched him do what I watched Luka do for years.
I understand that.
It's your turn.
I understand that, but he averaged 36 points. And that year, if Chris Paul doesn't get hurt, they're beating the Warriors.
If
Jamal.
I watched LeBron lose Kyrie and Kevin Love and still do numbers. James Harden falls apart in the playoffs. He turns to a whole different person.
2018. If Chris Paul doesn't get hurt, they win.
1 year. What happens with the other years?
It's a
James Harden bucket.
That's what I'm saying.
That's shelling himself.
That's what I'm saying. 2018 specifically. I think if Houston would have made it, they would have beat LeBron.
He's saying that he fell into the same situation that LeBron fell in. He needed a Robin.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
If Giannis and Dame were healthy this year, they beat Boston.
If Jason Tatum doesn't get hurt,
Edwards doesn't hit a wall, they
ooh.
False. absolutely false. Those are not hype. Those are not ifs because those are not injuries. Those are not. No, there's no injuries. So there's no hypothetical. Anthony Edwards played.
You know what's crazy about
It's
this?
not like he got hurt and didn't play.
Is Chris Paul has done that for so many years that it's hard to even bring that argument up because they've made it that far and then he gets hurt year after year after year. So it's almost like you have to put that in the plan book.
But I understand it's an if. I absolutely understand it's an if. You just named everything that actually happened. There was no injuries about whatever you just said.
They're all ifs, right?
Besides the Bucks. That was the only one. No, they're not, bro, because that actually happened. No, that's not. They're not ifs because they actually
I throw a monkey
played.
wrench really quickly. If Jason Tatum doesn't get hurt, do we win?
No, that's also a no.
Yeah, ask about it.
We won. Marcus Smart said
They were down 3-0.
We made it to game 7, and Jason Tatum doesn't get hurt. Do we win that game?
No. I'd say no. No.
I can't give you that.
No, they're not winning.
No, they're not winning. The Jimmy Butler, two of the best playoff performances I've ever seen.
Go ahead.
Two of the best playoff performances I've ever seen was Jimmy Butler in the bubble. Jimmy Butler bubble.
I'm talking about one game versus you're talking about half of his career.
I was gonna say I talk about one game. You talk about a whole entire career. Again, but y'all talk about years and years. Tony talk about one game. I'm talking about one game.
He's talking about Chris Paul over years. Did you not just say that?
No, we're talking about the ifs.
Chris Paul not getting hurt.
You talking about if Jason Tatum was not hurt in Game 7. I'm talking about if Chris Paul was not hurt in Game 7.
Well, then you can still do that. If he was
That is not the same thing.
If he was not hurt in Game 7 and they won, what's the saying? He does not get hurt in the finals and they lose.
But that's not what I'm talking about.
What if?
That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
I thought what if is what we were talking about. That's
that is
the
not
whole
what we're talking about. That's what you guys are talking about.
He told you, he said, Jamal, we're not doing what if. And you just said, what if this? And you just said, okay, you're naming everything.
Because you're going too far. I'm talking about 2.5 hours of a basketball game. You're talking about years and years.
You cannot say Chris Paul got hurt every year, right? If Chris Paul don't get hurt every year when they're in the playoffs, do they win?
Who?
Chris Paul.
I think because I do think the Clippers.
And what team?
That's what I'm saying.
They don't win. No.
I think they do.
The Clippers?
Yeah.
No. They don't win.
Bro.
No.
He took them. If I'm not mistaken, he's the one that scored the game-winning bucket and then didn't play game
in San Antonio. Yes, I watched that game. Yeah. Yes.
They win that game if he don't get hurt. He's the facilitator of the team.
I know that. I know that.
The game, if they don't hurt.
No, are you talking about the game or the finals?
They win that series, period.
Okay, they can win it. I've watched the Clippers. I've watched Chris Paul and the Clippers win a series. I've never watched them go to the finals and win.
So who won the finals that year?
That was 2014, right?
So did the Spurs win that year? Did the Spurs win that year?
2014, the Spurs won.
So if the Clippers beat the Spurs, who's winning the championship?
If the Clippers beat you still have to go up against Braun.
I'm still taking the Clippers.
I'm not taking them. LeBron was at his best.
I'm taking your argument versus you. You just spoke about the Clippers not getting over the hump. I've never seen James Harden get over the hump.
I agree, and he had the chance. He had the chance to do it in 2018, and he fell.
He's had multiple chances. He played on a team with Kyrie and Kevin Durant. And you know what my Celtics did to them?
You know what they did to the Celtics in 21?
That's 13.
21. I know you got a broom here somewhere. In 21, what the Nets do with Kyrie, KD, and James Harden?
They did get sweet.
Come on, like what are we talking about? Like because we acting like yes, that team was not nearly as successful as they should have been. But that year, if we're still talking about what ifs, KD's foot is 2 inches further back, they win the finals.
I'm not arguing, no.
Because then you would have had Kyrie get healthy, you would have had James get healthy, they would have won.
So, like, yeah,
Again, my saying is that Steph and KD were two of the top 3 players.
No.
Steph was at least number 4.
Yeah.
What year was it? Hold on, what year was this?
2018.
The reason why I would
From 2016 to 2018, Steph was definitely top 3.
I would
He was
agree because to me, James Harden and Steph do a lot of similar things. It's just that Steph is a better team player to me.
Okay.
Although James Harden was a great facilitator, it was always last minute type. I'm not going to get this bucket. Here you go. That's why PJ Tucker was in.
I don't know about that. You don't get 8 assists a game giving it to somebody with 2 seconds left on a shot.
3
yes,
people
you do.
guarding
What are
you
you
and
talking
you're
about?
attacking the
He's
basket.
literally dribbling people to sleep as he's going to the lane. They do like this. You kick it out to PJ. That's a 3.
So he wasn't one of the best lob throwers in the league.
That's 4 assists right there, and then 3 more off PJ Tucker. That's 7
Every
assists.
game. James Harden had a game he had like 16 assists.
Westbrook has done that multiple times.
And-
I don't hear bragging about Rusty.
Because Russell Westbrook also turned the ball over 18 times.
I watched Steph turn the ball over in the finals. Like, and Steph's still one of the greatest.
I'm not comparing Steph and Russell Westbrook, though.
I would be comparing Steph and James has never accomplished what Steph has.
He hasn't. He hasn't. But in 2018, James Harden was a top 3 player in the league.
Offensively,
A basketball player.
no, I
Basketball
watched
player.
him do what Luka does.
He didn't play defense. He did not play defense.
In 2017, when Russ won MVP, was he better than Steph because he won MVP?
I would take him over. I absolutely took Russ over Steph in 2016. Absolutely. Because even you want to go even that year? That first of all, you give Steph that team, they're not making the playoffs.
That's a triple double.
tough.
If you flop it,
30, 11, and 10.
if you flop it, you put Russ on the Warriors, do they go to the finals?
Put Russ on the Warriors. Absolutely. With KD and Clay and Draymond.
Yeah, definitely.
They absolutely are going to the finals.
Going to the finals. You beat yourself with that.
Yeah, you beat yourself with that one. Come on, bro. They're absolutely going to the finals.
Curry,
Pre-KD, if you swap Steph and Russ, do they?
Pre-KD. That's an argument. I'm going to say no.
Yeah,
But
Steph
I'm not.
with that shooting is.
He does.
That's
But
like saying in 2023 when Embiid won MVP, was he, the best in the league?
Yes.
I don't like MVP.
But Embiid is the second best player or the third best player right now. It's okay.
I don't
It
like
may
MVP.
not be a deciding factor, but there's a reason why it's called most valuable player.
But if you don't do anything with it, then there's no what are you talking
James Harden, what he did that year was he was absolutely a top 3 player in the league.
but what did he do in the playoffs?
Huh? He got to the Western Conference Finals and should have beat the Warriors, who went to the finals in Game 7.
Steph and KD.
Like I said, yes,
Steph and KD were 2 of the top 3 players.
they were not. So James Harden wasn't a top 3 player in the world. You're insane. 36 points. You are solidified that year in top 3.
Yeah, and
30, damn near 37.
and Kobe did it and didn't win MVP, and yet you still say Steve Nash did it.
Damn right.
Okay.
No, stop the podcast. Oh my.
That is a biased opinion because he is a Suns fan. And
Okay, but that's also yes.
face,
No, yeah, but that's a biased one. That's a bias. You can't ask me that. You can't ask me that. You can't because that's a biased opinion. Then what? Then why would you then
36 that year. Is he not the best in the league?
30?
36 that year.
See, that's one MVP. That's what I saw.
Yeah, but that's why.
That's the fact. That's the fact.
MVP though.
He had the best team in the league. He had best team in the league, and he averaged like 13 assists and like 18. Yeah, and like 18 points.
You taking
That team was nice.
That's when that team was
Marion,
fantastic.
Ari.
Yeah, they had Matrix, they had Amari, they had Roger Bell, Grant Hill,
Barbosa too, right?
Leandro Barbosa, the Flash.
Yeah.
So that team was fantastic, and that's when winning was awarded. That's when if you were winning, if your team was the best team in the league, you were awarded with awards like MVP. No, in 07 we lost to San Antonio because of somebody Boris Diaw decided to walk on the damn court, and
That was nuts.
and somebody broke Steve Nash's nose too. In
What year was that the Suns went against the Lakers?
06?
It was a year Kobe missed, and Ron Artest grabbed it like rebound and put it up, and they won that game.
Yeah. So Again, in this conversation in terms of like LeBron and Jordan, there's so many. I personally take Jordan, but
It's okay. Look,
But what are we doing? You talking about starting an NBA season and
No.
got first pick and picking Mike over LeBron?
I'm definitely taking Mike over. Mike is a certified winner.
What? I just gave you several seasons where Mike was
winner.
not winning.
I can give you 17 where LeBron didn't win.
1 year?
I can give you 17. I can give you 17. I can give you 17 years in which LeBron didn't win. I can only give you 7 in which Jordan did.
But LeBron, you said 17 years where he didn't win?
17.
But because he made it to the Eastern Conference, you consider that not winning?
When you were holding the NBA Finals trophy, I can name you 17 years in which LeBron was in the league and he didn't win.
I'm going to give you years that Mike didn't even play.
I can only give you 7 years in which Jordan did not win the
So that's they're faulting LeBron for Mike not playing.
okay, so who's better at the time they played? With the time played, if LeBron spent the time Mike played, who's better?
I would say this: when you look at the primes of both players, and I of course you have to attribute winning, but if you look at the prime of both players, Mike didn't do what LeBron did.
No, I give you that.
Did LeBron win a Defensive Player of the Year? Oh,
But Marcus Gasol
did LeBron win?
It's the same conversation.
Hold on.
I have
Okay.
Over. Do you think Rudy Gobert deserved the Defensive Player of the Year? Honestly,
this year? No, I think
as Rudy Gobert.
Yeah.
Watch
previous
you
two.
can't guard anybody on the perimeter. How are you winning Defensive Player of the Year and you can't guard the perimeter?
Marcus Smart can't guard the paint. You put Embiid on Marcus Smart.
I watch Marcus Smart guard paint players all the time.
If you put Marcus Smart on Joel Embiid or in Nikola Jokic,
the entire game, it's pick and roll.
But that's what you're saying.
Rudy Gobert was not even playing in the Olympics because he can't guard the perimeter.
Again, this year I absolutely agree. I think Wemby should have won it
last year.
Stop it.
What did he do differently last year than he did this year?
He is such a paint presence.
Yeah, I
Like
never
that, people
got a paint presence, but so is Mitchell Robinson.
He's not Rudy Gobert level.
No, but he doesn't get the playing time. He's also been on a different team aspect.
Okay, but you want to take Defensive Player of the Way, Defensive Player of the Year. Jordan won 10 scoring titles.
Thank you. Yes, but look at
10 scoring titles
in the NBA.
What did you tell me not 10 minutes ago? You play against the people who you play against.
Okay, so why was Scottie guarding the best player on all of those teams?
Why does LeBron only have 1 scoring title?
Now I will give you that. I don't know. I don't like the comment that he made saying I could win it, I could score the most point, and then not doing it. That pissed me off.
Why he only has 1?
Hey, he said if you give me 30 shots tonight, I'll go out and score.
Is he not LeBron James? Can he not go out and put 30 shots up a night if he wanted to?
But that's not his MO. We already said he's a Magic Johnson.
What is it involved in basketball?
I'll take away his PPGs versus the all-time leading scorer in the history of the game. No one will
if
it was a fifth.
Okay. Even if you want to throw ifs, if you want to go on statistically, the path that Jordan was on, if he would have scored like that his entire career, he would have passed Kareem.
Yeah, but we can't.
I mean, we can make the
entire
argument
career because in those earlier years he didn't
LeBron.
play the same amount of playoff games as LeBron James.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, we can make the same argument. If he played as long as LeBron, he would have broke all the records.
The best.
That's the only.
Oh, okay. So that I agree with. He's
I can agree with that. Yeah.
He's the best all-around player. He's got the highest peak of any player that we've ever seen.
That I won't argue. I would not argue that.
For his accolades.
That's what. Yeah, I can agree with that. But the GOAT, like you said, the GOAT is that guy right there.
Point to the
GOAT.
Point to the right number. Point to the right.
Both
number.
of them.
The right number. 40.
That 4 or 5 ain't win none.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. He lost in the first round with that one. You can't point to that one.
I was pointing to one of them. I don't know which I was. They both in the
Check
direct.
this out. Point to number 23 because that's the
this.
one that's won. That one got kicked out the first round. We're not
As
going.
someone
with that.
who watched Mike, like I
1960
games on the little screen with the
Hey, now
knob was broken. I had to the pliers.
the nigga used to lose aluminum foil for the
Mike used to
Montana.
get cooked by some players.
Hey, yeah, no. So that's the thing.
Ronaldo Blackman, Rex Chapman. I watched AI scored 40 points in 5 straight games as a rookie. You know who one of those was on?
Mike.
That guy.
I watched a French guy just dunk on LeBron.
That French guy is 6'9", 6'10".
That ain't none of my business. That ain't none of my business.
Iverson is 6 foot, 150 pounds. Why is Michael Jeffrey Jordan allowing Allen Iverson to give him 40?
Who just broke off LeBron like 2 years ago? I'm talking about made him stumble. It wasn't
talking about stumbling. We talking about 40 buckets on you.
Nobody scored.
Bill said, get him. You know, AI said, huh.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Ah. KD ain't do that to LeBron?
Mike said, nah, get me out for this kid.
KD ain't do that to LeBron?
KD is one of the best scorers to ever play the game.
Is Allen Iverson not?
He averaged buckets.
Is Allen Iverson not?
Okay, so then why is a 6-footer? Why we compare a 6-footer? Mike is 6'6", 2 and some change. AI is 6 foot, 150, 160 to 7 foot buckets.
Kevin Durant is listed at 6'10". LeBron is
damn, and he's power.
I'm going off listed. He's listed at 6'10". LeBron is listed at 6'8".
He's listed at 7 foot. He's listed at 7 foot.
No, he's not listed at 7 foot. He is listed at 6'8" or 6'10". Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's 7 foot with the shoes on.
And then give me this. At this age, what the hell was Mike doing?
Smoking cigars and sitting on his couch.
Thank you. LeBron's still giving you 24, 25.
Wait, stop it. Let's not do
it. What is the most? What
was he doing? He first of all, he got rid of everybody. He got rid of everybody. He said, yo, everybody got to leave. Rip had to leave. He got rid of
I give you that. I give you that. But what was he doing over there, though? He was still averaging what?
Mike, I watched Mike go 2 for 14, 4 for 18.
You right. I wasn't there. You right, old man. My fault. But still, at the end of the day,
I got the box in the room. The 200.
My thing is this though. He was still scoring buckets.
He was.
Okay. He wasn't. Yeah, hey, we already said LeBron is the best player all around.
And longevity. The same way we should credit Mike for never losing a championship from high school to the NBA. We should credit Mike for that.
Think about not even a game 7.
Longevity.
I give LeBron that. See, that's the thing. I don't hate on LeBron at all. The topic of the matter is when it comes down to the greatest of all time, I'm definitely gonna go with Mike.
Oh yeah.
Now when it comes to the best of all time, no one's fucking with LeBron.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Like, I'm still putting him over Kobe. I'm sorry.
Because
we'll get to that in a second.
I'm sorry.
Tony,
but I told you why. I told you my opinion on that is it comes down to
the records against each other, right?
Yeah, I know. He's finna.
Hold on. Okay, killer mentality. Hold on. Real quick. My bad. Real quick. Oh, my bad. Real quick. You talking about killer mentality? Both y'all said Jimmy Butler would have had the most killer mentality on Team USA. And this is just for you because I know y'all ain't delusional. Jimmy Butler, is he better than LeBron because of his killer mentality?
No.
You just purchased, so you just hurt your argument, my brother. You better off lying.
Overall.
Okay. So Kobe and LeBron. You said Kobe is better than LeBron only because of his killer mentality.
His killer mentality to go out and win.
But I just gave you the same argument about Jimmy Butler, and you
said Jimmy Butler is not taking the last shot. Kobe is. That's my
Jimmy
argument.
Butler is absolutely taking the last shot.
We just had the argument in the beginning of the thing. Jimmy Butler is getting the team involved. Kobe's not.
But for the Jimmy Butler that's why he's Jimmy Buckets.
I'll give you that, but in a fourth, he's still going to pass the ball. If Kobe's not.
But Jimmy's going.
Kobe's not passing the ball, even if he has to.
That's true. That's
my argument.
He does.
Okay. Again, I agree on Kobe being a ball hog, but Kobe is also like third all time in all Lakers assists.
Also missed more shots
than he
NBA
took
history than anybody else.
I know that. But okay, real quick, I don't want to go back.
You said I hurt myself. How I hurt myself? Hold on, let's go back to that.
How did I hurt yourself?
How? The argument because you're giving killer mentality such a high value that he's now you're saying that Kobe Bryant's game exceeds LeBron James's when the matchup between the two.
But my thing, not to cut that off. My thing is this: I never compared Jimmy to them. I never compared them. He did that. I never compared them because at the end of the day, I know Jimmy is not better than either one of those three. I wouldn't even put him in that topic. But my argument at the end of the day is when it comes down to killing mentality, he's gonna go out and get it.
Okay.
That's my argument.
Oh, with all the killer mentality he has.
Why doesn't he have a better record over LeBron?
Who?
Kobe. It's like me and you going
Because he's the better. He's the
Oh,
better.
I'm not-
He just said he's the best player all around.
He does.
It's because he's got them.
Yeah, thank you.
I
Thank
always-
you. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up. Remember that. Remember that.
Kobe should have been on the Charlotte Hornets, and he was like, "No, I don't want to do that."
Listen, he still, okay, let me stop talking.
No,
Yeah,
because
we-
with the king mentality. But my thing, that's what I just wanted to clarify that up. At the end of the day, Kobe. I'm taking Kobe over LeBron, but he is better.
I think Kobe on the Hornets would have been exciting to watch.
he wouldn't have
He
won
would
nothing.
have 40 points.
Yeah.
Kobe, no.
He wouldn't have been Kobe. He wouldn't have been Kobe.
Yeah.
No.
It's a different version of Kobe.
I don't think. I think he needed Phil to be Kobe.
That's yeah.
That's a good point. Go ahead, D-Lo. What was you gonna say? All right. Well, to that point, I don't. In terms of top 10 all time, Kobe's in 7 or 8 to me. Towards the end of that. So towards
Matter
the
of
end
fact,
of
yeah.
that.
Hold on. Before you, what
Give
is
me
your
a
top?
top
What's
10.
yours? What's yours?
My top 10.
No,
we
completely
said top 3. We said top.
top 3.
When I was
Top
last time I was
three
on the show,
players all time.
all the time.
Yeah,
It's so easy.
No, he finna put AI.
it definitely is
He's finna
easy.
put AI.
I'm saying my personal or just my personal.
No, you're no.
And then people like to argue, but I'm like, as a person who's literally, 5'11", 6 foot, and I watched what AI was capable of doing. He played in that generation of Mamba, of Black Cat, of T-Mac, of Shaq, and did everything dominate the way he did.
Mhm.
And that was problem.
But if you're going like top 3 greatest players of all time, in your opinion,
Healthy, non-healthy, just period.
Just period.
period.
No, we're not.
period.
Goodness gracious, this is tough. I will go. I go MJ. I go MJ 1A. I go Braun 1B. Man, this is tough. This is
He
tough.
got 1A, 1B. I didn't even think of that. Okay.
I mean, that's probably where I go too.
And then
So is that? So you saying it's a tie for number 1 or just?
yeah,
different tiers?
but
It's different tiers.
I can't like. Yeah, they're 1A, 1B. So that's
Different
2
tiers.
players. That's third. Just for my personal, like me watching the game, I would probably, and I know people are gonna be like, "What?" I would go Shaq. Like healthy Shaq was the most dominant player
Yeah, no one's
I've ever
like that.
watched play the game. I
That's what I'm
never
saying.
got to watch Scream, and so I apologize to all the triple OGs out there who actually got to watch with Russell and Kareem and Oscar
You
Robertson.
watched Will Chamberlain. That's what I'm saying. He was watching Will
No,
Chamberlain.
because like the value that I give Russell Westbrook, most of those guys before me give Oscar Robinson.
Mhm.
And Oscar, he had to be like, one of those different type of players. You know
I've
what
never
I'm saying?
known.
But what Shaq did, especially like even earlier in his career when he was on Orlando, he was the most dominant player I've ever seen with my eyes. What I've seen him do in Spurs, Shaq did on a regular basis, and he didn't have a jump shot, and so
But
he
he
was
didn't have, I
unstoppable.
was gonna say he didn't have to have a jump
You
shot.
talk about the greatest centers that played the game. Arsenal, when it comes to Pat Ewing, Olajuwon, Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, like those caliber centers, Shaq toyed with them. Hakeem was the one that gave the fifth
Because of the
who you
footwork.
could say was number 2 during the Jordan era. Shaq used to toy with these guys. Toy. So when he got a player of Kobe's caliber, you got to really see Shaq's value. And yeah, I love scoring, but Shaq played both sides, man.
Yeah, he
And
did.
You get a healthy Shaq. I think the Celtics win the championship if Shaq didn't get hurt.
Oh,
Right.
you talking about that? Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, because his face off.
Oh,
He
I was like, I know
like,
you're not talking about Fat Shaq.
Yeah, that was Fat Shaq. It was. He was big boy Shaq, but still with the players that we had on that
He's
team,
talking about the
presence. It was he was throwing
yeah.
10 points without even doing anything. It's just being there. And then he was still dominant. You couldn't run, you couldn't just go in there and dunk the basketball.
Right.
You were afraid of Shaquille O'Neal. And yeah, the rest of the pieces on the team fit well. It's tough though. There's a lot of players. Like again, I think healthy T Mac could arguably be a GOAT.
D'Lo, top 3 players of all time. I think I know, but
Yeah, I mean, it's MJ, LeBron.
Oh, you told me. MJ, LeBron. I'm sorry, MJ. Kobe.
you gotta talk. You gotta talk it to the mic. It's there for a reason.
MJ, Kobe.
Mad whisperer over there.
That's wild. MJ, Kobe, LeBron.
Yeah, I got MJ,
Tim
LeBron.
Duncan.
I got MJ, LeBron, and Kareem. I just don't understand.
That's what I'm saying.
Basketball.
But top 3 players that I've watched play basketball.
Appreciate that argument more when people say
Okay, that I've watched because statistically,
I can't put MJ.
I can't put MJ there either.
I get it though. I get it.
I mean, because you were born in the 70s, so you know what I'm saying. I can't really put that up there.
It's crazy. Dope.
Dwayne Wade was arguably on level with Kobe.
Yeah,
And people don't realize that.
he was.
I don't know if he's on the. I don't know if he's on the same level.
Oh yeah, give D-Wade the ball and move. Get out the way.
Flash. The Flash.
Yeah, look what he did in 05.
To me, he was a bigger, stronger version. He didn't have the skill set that AI had. But watching what he did, like it was move.
His skill was replaced with the athleticism.
Didn't he won that ring with Shaq?
Yeah, he did.
And he was the best
And he
player
was the
on the
best
floor.
player on the floor.
Okay,
I just let you speak for you, T. My apologies. I'm apologizing to Celtic Nation. I'm apologizing to Celtic Nation.
No, he loved it. He loved
I
it.
know.
if I'm going off the top 3 players that I've ever seen play, obviously I'm going LeBron number 1.
Yeah, then that has.
I'm going Kobe number 2.
You better not say Steve Nash.
I'm going Steve now. I'm just playing. No, number 3. I'm going KD. I'm going KD number 3. Basketball players that I've watched. I'm going KD 3.
And that's probably who
I
I
like
would have.
that.
It's probably who I would have said instead of Shaq. I just
Because
I'm
I'm gonna take it away from you if you don't use it, bro.
I was talking. I wasn't trying to interrupt you. My fault.
You were watching it like 09,
What basketball?
2010 when the Lakers went.
I was watching it, but like I wasn't like, oh yeah, the movement and how he did. Like now, how I watch basketball, I wasn't watching back then.
Because it's different. Like one thing I've always said, I believe KD is the single most skilled basketball player that's ever touched a basketball. And Kyrie's number 2.
say over Kyrie is crazy.
But only put
Kevin
KD
Durant because but those guys, I don't want to say are supposed to do that, but KD at because let's just compare other 7-footers. You brought up Shaq, I brought up Kareem, other 7-footers who, and you got again 7 feet, who are dribbling like a guard and pulling from 35 no problem, and is one of the most efficient scorers. Let alone let alone jump shooters of all time at 7 feet tall. That is the most skilled basketball player to ever. Again, the 7-footers we've watched like that have played the game. Hakeem, Shaq,
He's making me want to change my top 3. I'm not gonna lie, because watching KD is special.
It is.
Might not see another player like him ever.
You're not gonna see
Wemby's will probably be close.
No, because he's not as focusing.
That's true.
He's also not nearly the shooter.
Oh,
He'll be a better defender.
Oh, okay, look, I'm gonna say this. I agree with you, but I feel like KD don't want to play defense.
No, he does.
Defense.
I just
When
feel like
when KD wants to play defense, lockdown defender.
Yeah.
Okay, but he don't want to play defense. Wemby plays defense and he wants to play.
Well, Wemby's also a rookie. KD's going into year 18, 17.
So how many defensive player of the years you think Wemby's going to win?
4. I give him 4 at least.
I was saying 5 or 6.
Wow.
I'm
I
saying
don't give him 4 because a man like Chet is in the NBA. I love Chet's game, and I think Chet will win one.
I can't stand Chet's
the way
game.
they promote.
I can't stand.
The way they
Chet's
promote
really
Wemby,
going to be the closest version to KD. It's
Who?
just that Chet.
no.
Chet, you
Nah,
discredit
not KD.
Chet.
I'm not just. I'm not.
can't-
I'm not.
He can't put the ball in the floor like KD though.
I like KD. KD's that special.
Yeah,
and you can
and
be
that's what I'm saying.
you can be 60 to 70% of KD, which I think it will Wemby be. Chet is going to be special because he won't even have to score what KD does on that team.
Yeah.
And so if he averages 18 and 10 with 3 blocks,
Right.
Okay,
Chet is closer to like
that's
the
true.
Phoenix kind of
I
would
think,
give you
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I think so too.
Maybe.
Because
I think Wemby is more of a key like talent, where Chet is more like the Kristaps.
yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Agree, but I think we'll see this year.
I think we will, but it's just.
This is essentially Chet's second season.
But you know, I'm just.
Man, look, at the end of the day, they're not quicker. They're not quick like him.
No.
KD's special, man.
He's supremely special, and that's the biggest reason why I have him as my most skilled player of all time.
Question: Prime KD or Prime Melo?
Oh, you know who I'm going with? Taking the Slim Reaper. I mean, like I said, 7 foot. You taking Melo? For what reason?
It depends what you consider Melo's prime. Are we talking Denver or are we talking
Syracuse. Well, okay.
I'll give you his entire career. You can have whatever you want to. Give me KD.
If we're talking Denver Melo,
I don't know. Hey, when he was at the Knicks, he was putting up 50
I'll say this:
every other night.
as someone who's actually looked and tried to compare, because someone asked me this question, KD has a better 3-point percentage in his prime, in their prime, better 3-point percentage, better field goal percentage.
But Melo
is just and when you look at the defense, that KD actually played better defense, but I don't think Melo has had the opportunities that KD has had.
if I'm not mistaken, they have the same amount of scores. KD's only got one.
Which is weird.
KD, I believe, only has one.
That most
Carmelo.
And you want to talk about a guy.
I'll take Melo on that one.
But if you want to talk about a guy who can LeBron, well, you guys saying, LeBron was talking about, if I wanted to put up 30 shots a game, give KD 30 shots a game. Give Kevin Durant 30 shots a game because he doesn't take a lot. He's
another thing that's like the weirdest thing that I don't understand it, how he plays on the Suns and he's shooting 11, 12 shots a game. I'm like, what are we doing?
and even that much.
Yeah, but what are we playing? Or are we winning?
Which again, I absolutely agree as a Suns fan. But like I said, we got 2 point guards this year.
Oh, this year.
I like Tyus. What? Oh,
hold on. Tyus, the biggest problem with the Suns last year, the biggest problem was turning the ball over. We picked up Tyus Jones, who has the greatest assist to turnover ratio in NBA history.
Who is he going to guard?
Hold on, real quick. Who has the greatest turnover to assist ratio in NBA history? Monte Morris had the best assist to turnover ratio last year. You talking about who's going to guard? That's a great question. But there'll be very little. If we score 135, as long as the other team doesn't score 130, we're good.
So you're telling me right now, that y'all gonna be able to stop a team from scoring?
What I just said, we're not going to be able to stop a team from scoring. But as long as we score 135 and the other team scores 130, that's a win.
Niggas are not scoring 135.
Who's not scoring 135?
You guys don't have enough three. Your best 3-point shooter is Grayson Allen,
who is second in the league or first in the league in 3-point percentage.
But you guys don't have enough 3-point shooting to score 130 points.
But
so hold on, let's count the points out, because 130 points. We can say Booker got 30. Mm-hmm. Is Bill still there?
Yeah.
Okay, Booker, Bill, KD. That's 90 points, right?
Right.
The other one's coming.
What? Time out. What did you just say?
Booker, Bill, and
what does Bradley Beal average?
No, this is a hypothetical.
Bill ain't averaged 30 points in his career. Come on.
Hold on. Bradley Beal has a scoring title.
He just said that
Bradley Beal has a scoring title.
I'm going on what he said. He just said it. They score 135 points. So I'm thinking hypothetically.
Okay,
let's just say those players have 30 points. Okay, where are the other points coming from?
Okay, let's throw it in a different light. Booker, KD have 35. Beal has 20. That equals 90. Right?
I don't think that they're scoring 35 a night, but if that
not a night. Not a night.
That's what they need.
But
what you did just
no, they don't. Not a night.
Who's gonna?
That's just hypothetically. Huh? Tyus Jones, he can go get you 20.
Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious.
How many Tyus Jones can go get you? Did you guys not see what he did in Memphis when Ja was gone? When they won like 20 games in a row.
NBA is evolving daily. When you have teams like he brought up OKC, who like that's and this these are when I do the simple equations because I love the regular season, but we all know the regular season doesn't matter.
Right.
It's a playoff basketball. So you have to bring up those playoff teams that they're going to match up against. Who is he going to guard? I don't think he's thinking six.
I don't think he's 6'2". I
Who?
thought he was 6'2".
He's 6'1".
Even better.
6'1".
So who is he guarding?
And
That's the understanding.
You guys are asking me something I already answered. I've answered this question. He's not guarding anybody.
and so that's what I'm like in this. Yeah, I don't agree.
We have two people who have both won a scoring title. We
Yeah,
have
but
Devin Booker who averaged 27.
12 times a game. You just spoke to that.
He was on. Hold on. Okay. Grayson Allen comes off the bench. He gives you 12. Who's the other starter?
That's the
That's the 5 starters.
That's not.
No. No. Those are 5 starters. That's who's gonna start.
right now.
Nurk. Yeah, he just said 15 from Nurk. Yeah, 15 from Nurk, 12 from Grayson Allen. Another 9 or 10 from Royce O'Neal. Yeah, like we have guys who can shoot the 3.
But that is that 135.
I don't know. I stopped.
I need you to do the calculation.
Okay. You want me
You
to do the
just
math?
said we need 135
Okay.
points to win tonight, right?
Okay, I'll do the math. Okay, I'll do the math. Okay, 90, right?
15 and 15, that's another 30 from you.
Yeah, 12 from Grayson Allen.
132.
You got 10 from Royce O'Neal. Right, and then we got Bobo coming off the bench. That's another 8 or 7.
Okay,
We played Bobo last year, and with Budenholzer coming in, we're gonna play him again.
Go 6-7 rotation deep throughout the whole season. You guys do not play that many players.
We have a different coach this year.
Okay, so you're saying that's going to change?
An offensive-minded coach, let alone.
Because-
Absolutely. Well, because I'm on.
In the past 5 years, y'all
Okay.
never went past 7 or 8 in a rotation.
Okay, there's a reason why. There are offensive trainers. You're a personal trainer. Are you an offensive trainer or a defensive trainer?
Offense.
There's a reason why there's offensive trainers and defensive trainers. We had a defensive-minded head coach last year, Frank Vogel. Offensively, we have a championship-winning head coach who thrived in big threes. Has thrived. Hit the Milwaukee Bucks.
Big 3?
Yeah, we have a big 3. Stop disrespecting Bradley Beal. Stop disrespecting Bradley Beal.
Oh,
You said you traded him for a happy bag.
I would. If I can get something in return.
a member of your big 3 for bags of chips.
If it's good ones though.
Badly, I don't live too far, man. If you want to pull up one of these days, get you on the gas, man.
But like again, Bradley Beal, he's coming in this year healthy. He missed the first 20 some odd games last year. He's coming into this year healthy. He has again a full training camp in which hopefully
He's not averaging
Pray to
30 in the West.
I didn't say 30. I didn't say he's not averaging 30 with two other guys who can also average 30.
I think it's the mindset more or less for Bradley is with this team, he really has to be a facilitator. And he did that in spurts in Washington, but it's difficult when
You have to go score the ball. See, this is my argument. The East will always be easier than the West. The East, you can go out and do that. The moment you get to the West, it's a whole different ball.
He's played one season in the West, and he was hurt half the year.
I'm sorry, the Suns' ceiling is the second.
Okay, but you were even talking about where the points are going to come from, and you were telling me, "Oh, you don't watch Heat games. You don't watch Suns games because again, now that the Suns have a deeper."
You agree?
You didn't say Bobo. You didn't say Josh Okogie.
because they don't play them and they won't play them.
no,
Bobo and Josh Okogie both played serious minutes in the playoffs.
spurts.
No, okay, yeah, that's all I'm asking. That doesn't say we can't get more.
Yes, but then you're.
But you said 135 a night, right? Or just
That's not gonna happen.
No, not a night. Not a night because KD, they can both get there. Both.
what
Can
was
I finish?
I was going to ask you, what was your statement in the beginning?
135. That
So-
was just an example.
No, I'm just saying, was that to win
I'll
one
wait till
game?
y'all done. Go ahead.
Is
Go ahead, finish. Go
that
ahead,
to
finish.
win one game, or is that to win multiple games?
I'm waiting till you completely done, so you don't make my point. Go ahead.
Can you answer the question? Is it?
No, I'm not gonna answer. I'll answer the questions when it's my turn. So go ahead, y'all can go.
They need to score 135 points a game to win. That means that over the entire season, 82 games, they have to average 135 to win. How feasible is that?
This is my turn? Okay, it's my turn. When I said 135, I didn't say a game. I just said 135. We'll go back. We have the footage. I will go back and say I did not say 135 a game, right? I'm just saying if you need a game, they can go get you 135 because they're obviously not going to win all 82 games. So there's going to be some games where you score less than 100, and there's going to be some games where you score 135, 140.
They're not winning any of those games that score less than 100, not a one.
Agreed. But if you can score 135 in a game that you absolutely need, if there is a game that, say, we're in the play, we're fighting for a 60 to stay out of the play-in, we can go get 135. If we're fighting for a game if it's a game 7, we can go get 135. That's what I'm saying for the big games that we need. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying 135 a night. That is unrealistic.
I think it depends on who you guys are playing, but I'll give you that.
It does depend on who we're playing, but at the same time, again, we have guys who have been able to score on any and everybody. Bradley Beal has averaged 30 points a game before. Devin Booker just averaged 27, his career high, and we all know what Devin Booker can do. Kevin Durant is one of the best scorers, if not the best scorer of all time.
I think that speaks volumes. Devin Booker just had one of his best years, and we watched Kevin Durant shoot the ball 12 to 14 times a game.
Because Devin Booker was a point guard. We didn't have a point guard. But we have somebody to get Devin Booker off the ball. We have somebody to get KD. KD also he had so many turnovers because we had him bringing the ball up. And again, this is one of the big reasons we have two people to get these stars the ball. All these stars at their best had a point guard to get them the ball. KD, you can say either Steph or Draymond. In Phoenix, Devin Booker had Chris Paul. In Washington, Bradley Beal had Westbrook and John Wall. So all these guys in their peak, when they were averaging all these points, had somebody get them the ball. Last year, they did not have that person. Devin Booker had to be that person.
The guy you mentioned plays both sides of the basketball. You know who doesn't?
Westbrook does not play both sides of the basketball.
You're fucking insane.
He does not.
You are fucking
He
insane.
does not.
He tries. Did you say he tries?
He tries. He does not. You're telling me he's a good defender.
I see. He said it, not me.
Again, that's what I'm saying though. All these guys, you just did. You just did. I literally just did. As you were saying, you don't want to interrupt me. But like I said, these guys now have somebody who get them the basketball. Because Tyus Jones can also go score a basket. So Tyus Jones, he can get these guys the basketball, who all were at their best when they had somebody to get them the basketball. Now I'm saying if you need a game in which you need to go get 135, you absolutely can. That's what I'm saying. I never said 135 a game. That is not realistic. You score 135 a game, you're winning 60 to 70 games.
Well, yeah, we would listen. I just asked that question. Did you mean a game or did you just mean for that one game?
Well, that's what I was trying to answer. David was saying I was saying a game. How many times are you going to say I'm done? I don't understand.
I got a question though. So I will say I think Bradley Beal was averaging 30 before Westbrook got there. Westbrook wasn't there.
I think he was because
Westbrook turned all these guys into scoring PG leaders. They all points per game. Westbrook turned a lot of guys into the leading scorers in the NBA.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Now we have a guy that can do that.
I don't know. I have to see what he's capable of. I haven't seen Tyus Jones. I had to see it. And then
I've seen Tyus Jones take a Memphis team without their best player to win 20 games in a row.
Yeah, but those are regular
in the West.
Games. Regular season games. And to me, again, regular season don't mean much, man.
Okay. I mean, again, I agree, but go ahead. Since you just want to run this mouth of yours.
So what happens in a game when they need 135 and KD and or Book are off that night? They lose, right? They have no insurance policy. They have no backup plan. They have no contingency plan whatsoever. If you need 135 and any one of those guys is off, they're not winning. That's why their peak is a second round exit event. Because if they need 135 and one of those pieces does not show up to perform, which we've seen it time and time again from every one of those pieces, they have no backup. They play defense. They don't have it.
You don't have a bench either.
We do have a bench. We have the best 3-point shooter in the league last year. We have Royce O'Neal, who is a career 3-and-D guy who has made impacts in Utah and Brooklyn. We have Bobo, who had spurts last year. When he had those spurts, he was taken out. And who else did I name? Josh Okogie, who's a pretty good defender.
So back to my thing. What is the plan?
Oh, and Monte Morris, I forgot.
What is the plan when one of those pieces fizzles out?
Well, okay, so one of these pieces are two of the top 12, 13 players in the league. So let's just not talk about they're just inconsistent. But again, now that they're off the ball,
that list changes often.
Devin Booker's not a top. I think he's a top 10, but a lot of people you put him 12 or 13. He's not a top 12 or 13 player in the league.
Offensively,
it's offensively thing.
That's what I'm saying, dude. When you ask people these questions, are we going off one set skill or are we going off of all around set skill? So then all around set skill, then yeah, he's probably not top 10.
Okay, all around set skill, Steph Curry's not top 10.
So are you going that off?
Real quick.
I was going to ask off the impact of the game they have, or
yes.
I want Devin Booker score 70 points and lose.
Can you name me a single other player on that team?
On the
Suns? You had Bledsoe. You had
no, he was not on that team.
Isaiah Thomas.
No. I'm still waiting. Tyler Hughes is not a lefty.
When he dropped 70,
the dude that just went, I can't remember his name.
Tyler Johnson.
I'm not saying
Cam. Cam Payton. That's his name.
No, he went on that team. Cam Payne went on that team.
Payton, not Cam Payton.
I'm still waiting. Tyler Hughes is the only person on that has been named that was on that team.
Oh, what's his name? The dude, I can't think of his name. Chris.
Was Alex Len on there for the team?
Yes, Marquise Chris. I don't think Marquise Chris is on that team.
Yeah, he was, because I remember him getting dunked on a lot that season. Because he might have been on that team.
Devin Booker's like top 3 scoring games. He lost, and that's why it's hard for me to even back the Suns. I grew up a Suns. I love the Suns, but a big thing for me is like the teams embodying the culture from the towns. And one thing that I've always said is the Suns are too soft. And then you go out and just get a completely offensive team. You get rid of players like Bismack Biyombo. You get rid of players like what's my man with the dreads that used to be with the Celtics, the Cavs,
Jay Crowder.
You get rid of these guys who are defensive minded. They don't need the basketball. They're spacing. They're gonna guard. They're gonna muscle up. You need that, and you don't have those players on the team. So now, to me, again, you have to be soft.
Okay, but those players you just named, Bismack Biyombo was a severe liability offensively. Jay Crowder, he was traded because of himself. He got it. I don't know if you guys know that. Jay Crowder got into it with Monty Williams. Monty Williams did not want to coach him anymore, so they traded him. I would have loved. Yeah, see, I don't know if you guys knew that. Yeah. So Monty Williams did not.
But I think that goes back to the culture of Monty Williams being, I'm sorry, because I did actually like certain aspects of what he brought from his coaching, but he was too soft to not control your only defensive-minded player in the locker room. And
Mikal Bridges was second in Defensive Player of the Year voting.
Well, he wasn't a veteran though.
Yeah, you need the vet. You need the guy who's going to run into the circle when it gets pushy shovey.
Right. And I know that. And we
know that you're gonna want the veteran there.
Yeah. Again, I understand that. But when there's other defenders on this team, there's nobody.
And that's where I go. Like, you look at the Bulls.
Devin Booker just doesn't get. For whatever reason, he's just hated around the league.
Who?
Devin Booker.
I love his offense. It's just
because he talk shit and he's soft.
He doesn't talk anything. Everybody talks to Klay Thompson. That whole thing, Klay Thompson started talking to him.
Don't talk shit.
Yeah, people talk to him and he responds.
I think Devin Booker's offensive game speaks for him.
It does.
Like he puts a lot of pressure on defenses, and when he's celebrating and doing that, it becomes braggadocious and people take offense to it. And Devin is offensively, he's very James Harden-ish. He's going to get a bucket on you. And
I'm very tired of this stigma of saying Devin Booker's not, because it's not just me. Again, Devin Booker he's not, again, one of the best defenders in the league, but he can hold his own. It's not only me saying that. Dwayne Wade called him an elite defender. Don Staley. We all know who
Olympics.
Huh? No, he said in general, he was talking about the league. Dwayne Wade called Devin Booker an elite defender. Don Staley. We all know who Don Staley is.
Are you putting Devin Booker on the top 2 or 3 best players on the team?
Come on, I've literally just said I'm not putting him in one of the best defenders in the league.
No, I'm saying like if they're going against the opposite team, are you putting him on the top 2 best players?
I'm putting him on the number 2 guy.
Okay.
And actually, you know what? Now I'm putting him on the number 1 guy.
Let me ask you this.
On this team.
Y'all make it, and I know he's not going to like this, but y'all make it to the finals against us. Who's he guarding?
He's guarding Jaylen Brown.
He's cooking him. Chicken. He's cooking him. He's cooking him.
So Devin Booker's not doing the same?
I didn't say that.
Offensively?
Because I saw Devin Booker cook the defensive player of the year. You talking about 70 points? Who do you think that was on? Marcus Smart?
One defensive player of the year that year.
He won, but was he not a damn good defender that year?
Right. But Jaylen Brown is a different breed.
I was going to say,
he's taller and more physical. Yeah. I feel like he's more physical and taller.
Drew Holiday.
Okay. Drew Holiday, I'll give you. But he still dropped 41 back-to-back games on Drew Holiday. So this notion.
Yeah, the Booker offensively, that's why I said, like, he's in the realm, to me, offensively, of the Kobe's, of the AIs, like, offensively. But you got to do something on the other end, which is going to take away from Devin Booker because
You don't think that's going to take something away from Jaylen Brown on the other end?
He don't got us. We have 5 players who will give you 20 points. I don't need 30 out of none of anyone.
So you just told me Jaylen Brown's going to guard Devin Booker. He's not that Devin Booker. You just saying Devin Booker offensively, you can compare with Allen Iverson and James Harden and all these guys. So Jaylen Brown guarding Devin Booker, who you compare to these guys, is not going to take anything away from Jaylen Brown on the offensive end. You are insane.
Luka Doncic for 5 games.
Yes, and Luka Doncic didn't have 30. He didn't have 30 points a couple games.
Was it enough?
It wasn't enough because the Boston Celtics were too much. Not just Jaylen Brown.
It's going to be the same element.
That's his point.
I'm not saying the Suns are better than the Celtics.
No, but that's why I think you need the players that I spoke of on the Suns, because you need Devin Booker to have that type of relief to be focused on offense.
Strictly offense, and not have to worry about the defensive aspect.
All I'm saying is Devin Booker's not even, he doesn't give nearly as much credit as he should.
I'll give you that, but I think that's because he hasn't won anything. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown made it to the Eastern Conference Finals numerous years, and yet no one gave them any credit.
Okay, let's go to another guy, Anthony Edwards. Oh, Anthony Ant-Man, he's doing this, and that.
Highlights. People appreciate all of this. Devin Booker don't do none of that.
He don't do none of that. But the first year he made it to the playoffs, went all the way to the finals, and should have won.
Yeah, I'm not a Devin Booker hater. I'm a more of a realist than anything. I think Anthony Edwards is going to be special. I don't think he's hit his ceiling. I think Devin Booker has hit his ceiling.
I disagree.
I don't. Because what more can he add to his game?
Defense is the number one thing for him, but I think that takes away from his offense.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't. Okay. Defense, I agree. But offensive wise, Ant-Man still can go through the ceiling when it comes to offense. Okay. Defensive.
Like I said, Devin Booker, his max is 27, and that was last year. I think he can get even higher than 27. I think he can get to 30.
If he does.
If we get to 30, that would be off the point guard he has.
So he can't get better?
But I don't think
that's not 0.2 points. That's not better. No, that's not making your offense better.
Hold on,
they gotta win.
That's 3 points.
If you average 34, if you don't win, I don't give a damn.
Okay. I'm just saying. Why doesn't Devin Booker get the same love and appreciation that guys like Anthony Edwards, who has never been to a final, like Noah Lyle says, never even been to a finals, Has never been a first NBA All-Teamer. Never been top 5 in the MVP voting.
Understand the business of the game and how they promoting it and pushing it.
But that's where the problem lies.
Do at that point.
That's where the problem lies.
And he beat the champs.
Yeah, he definitely put the champs out. So why wouldn't they promote them?
Devin Booker did the same thing in 2021. The Lakers won. But he also got LeBron out for the first time in the first round in his career.
Bias.
And had 50 on him in Game 6.
That's recency bias because people should have been talking about Devin Booker at that time the same way they're talking about AE, but AE did it this year, and so
and didn't do it nearly as well as Devin Booker did.
I credit Chris Paul.
You can give Chris Paul as much credit as you want. Chris Paul wasn't the best player on that team.
But
he
made him get.
Yeah,
he made him.
He enabled
Devin. Anthony Edwards hadn't taken a jump since Mike Conley got on that team.
Yeah, I mean, but he was doing the same. He was doing similar things without when Mike was out.
Did he make it past the first round of playoffs?
Difference. Those are two different point guards.
But I do agree with you.
Way two different point guards, right?
How are they different?
Because for me,
one's better at one. One's better.
One's arguably the point.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. One's better, but in their play style, what's different?
Mike doesn't facilitate the same way Chris Paul.
Yeah, he doesn't.
But that's what I'm saying. Chris Paul is better at everything Mike Conley does. But in terms of their play style, what's different?
I feel like Mike Conley was there for the veteran, just to be there for the veteran and allow Ant to open up. Chris Paul had to facilitate the ball for Devin Booker to score.
Mike Conley wasn't facilitating the ball?
Yeah,
when Mike
ball up sometime, but
when Mike Conley was out, the game against Denver, Anthony Edwards was terrible.
It's because all the attention was on him and not Conley.
It's almost like exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree. I also think Chris Paul is a better closer than Mike Conley is.
I'll give you
no, absolutely. And like I said, no, the player, like if I need a bucket, of course I'm going to go Chris Paul for Mike Conley.
Like people, I used to always argue with people. I think Rondo was better than all of those guys at points in time. But Rondo didn't get the credit that Chris Paul got.
He didn't. But
like Chris Paul.
But I don't know.
No, he couldn't. But Chris Paul also didn't in that when Rondo's prime, he had a big three. In Rondo's prime, he had Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, and KG.
He had two.
In Chris Paul's prime, Chris Paul was that dude. He didn't have a big three to play around.
The thing is, Rondo doesn't need to score to make, to me, more of an impact because he's a better defender.
No, he's not.
Okay.
No, he's not. Chris Paul has the defensive accolades to prove it.
Yeah, he's gonna bring up stats.
They don't got these though.
If you put Chris Paul on that team with that Rondo played on, the big three.
I don't know. I hate to switch sports, but people always used to argue with me that Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady, and I'm like, what makes Tom Brady brilliant is he's coachable. I've watched Aaron Rodgers be uncoachable, and people always forget that aspect of the game. You have to be coachable. You have to be able to sacrifice in certain aspects to win. What I watched Jason Tatum do, this man averaged 27 points. But you know what? He said, hold on, we're not winning. Let me go average 22, 23, and do a little bit more of this, and we're going to win. Chris Paul, at certain times of the game, I have to have the ball, number one. Like, you know what I'm saying? Rondo was like, you know what? Certain times here, KG, who you? I'm going to stand over here.
Well, because that's KG.
Okay, Blake Griffin was different.
You comparing Blake Griffin to KG?
Prime Blake Griffin,
prime KG.
We didn't have prime KG. We never had prime KG.
So KG wasn't that dude.
Anyone except for Paul Pierce.
KG wasn't that dude. No way.
He was because of the team.
Yeah, he wasn't nearly the show he was on the Timberwolves. We can't do that.
Okay. So if he doesn't win that ring, do we look at KG different?
Slightly,
yeah.
No, not slightly. Not slightly.
I just recently Googled top power forwards in NBA history. You know who was number one? Like, whose list is this? I love it. Kevin Garnett.
He's definitely not number one.
I wouldn't say he's number one either. But then when I sit there and I go, Tim Duncan, of course, because of rings. But I look at the team and I'm like, well, shit.
Tim Duncan also has 2 MVPs.
Huh?
He has 2 MVPs.
Yeah, but also the team element that he had. If the MVP is in that role, oh my Lord. Oh my Lord! You
That was all-
if KD is drafted to the San Antonio Spurs. Oh my Lord! That's a different. I don't know who.
I don't.
You put KG on that team. Tim Duncan was a problem, but he couldn't shoot like Kevin Garnett, and he definitely wasn't dribbling the basketball like Kevin Garnett. KG was Giannis before Giannis. By you.
He couldn't move like Giannis. He couldn't move like Giannis. He couldn't move like Giannis. I watched KG. I watched KG.
Watch this version of KG. You got to go watch Minnesota KG.
He couldn't move like Giannis.
You bet no. Hey Jamal, you gotta go watch. You gotta go watch. That.
He
I'm
could not
talking
move like Giannis.
I was fearful of that team. That team was different.
Because they had
Marbury.
Sam Cassell, right? Then they had Sprewell, what's that? Latrell Sprewell?
Latrell, yeah. And then I can't remember RIP. What's my guy's name? Damn. The one that passed away.
Heart attack?
No, I think it was a car accident or something like that. It was KG's man. They had then they had Joe Smith. They had some problems over there in Minnesota, boy.
I don't know. But that was a good conversation. But no, we're gonna have to get back to it but we gotta close. I think we're going on 2 hours.
Yeah, we are.
We got close this up. Yeah. Huge shout out to Tony, man. I think like this setup is fantastic.
Thank you. This was dope.
The conversation was amazing. Yeah, this was fire. This is dope. This is awesome.
I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah, we definitely gonna have to go out and watch some games, man. Me and Dave are gonna have some exciting times. We'll call you.
You got me.
Yeah. Come on, 208.
What do you got?